Let's go back to the early 2000s. PlayStation 2 graphics are blowing your mind. You're filling your iPod with all the music you just got from Napster. And Jackson is one of the most popular names in the world. 2003 gave the baseball world Jackson Holliday and Jackson Merrill. 2004 would give us Jackson Chourio. Out of the top 3 prospects named Jackson, Chourio seems to be the one shrouded in the most mystery. With Holliday hogging headlines and Merrill being off to a stellar start in the shadows, I wanted to take a look into the life of the young Brewers star and shine a light on this mysterious 20-year-old. Jackson Chourio was born in Venezuela on March 11, 2004. Now, I'm not sure if Venezuelans just don't have a childhood, but I couldn't find much information on Chourio growing up, other than his dad, also named Jackson, played ball in Venezuela, although he never went pro. His younger brother, Jackson Chourio, is currently the number 5 prospect for the Cleveland Guardians, and although not blood-related, he did grow up playing with Padres' number 1 prospect, Ethan Salas. And considering he was still basically a child when the Milwaukee Brewers signed him at just 16 years old, it's safe to say Chourio's childhood was nothing but baseball. Jackson was signed as an international free agent on January 15, 2021 with a whopping $1.9 million signing bonus, which, by the way, converts to $6,897,735,607,201.12 in Venezuelan bolívares. Chourio would make his pro debut that summer in the Dominican Summer League. Now, the DSL is a rookie-level league that serves as a stepping stone for international prospects aiming to showcase their skills and hopefully make it to the minor leagues. Jackson Chourio did just that, hitting .296 with 47 hits, 25 RBIs, and an OPS of .833. This would be enough for the Brewers to move Jackson up to the Single A to start the 2022 season with the Carolina Mudcats, where he would depart from his days as a shortstop and switch to center field. In 62 games, Chourio would tally an impressive 81 hits while hitting .324 with 12 homers and increased his OPS to an astounding .973. And remember, he was the youngest player in AA in 2022 at just 18 years old, putting up these kinds of numbers. It wouldn't take long for Jackson to be promoted to the High A Wisconsin Timber Rattlers. His numbers would slip slightly to a .252 average with 32 hits. Granted, he was only there for 31 games. And do you think he was done yet? Absolutely not. Chourio would finish 2022 in the AA with the Biloxi Shuckers. He only played 6 games with less than stellar stats, but 2022 overall was a great year for Jackson. So much so that he was named the Carolina League MVP and won the league's top MLB Prospect Award, hitting .288 with 75 RBIs and 20 homers. Obviously, the kid is a stud in the box, but he's no slouch on the field either. He was also named a 2022 MILB Gold Glove as one of the 3 best defensive outfielders in the minors. Jackson would enter 2023 as the number 6 prospect in MLB, making him the highest-ranked Brewers prospect since Orlando Arcia in 2016. Picking up right where he left off with Biloxi in the AA, Chourio hit another solid .280 over 122 games, going yard 22 times with 89 RBIs, which set the record for the most RBIs for Biloxi in a single season. He also stole 41 bases, making him the first AA player to hit 20 home runs and steal 40 bases since 2005. This was enough for Jackson Chourio to be named baseball's top prospect by Baseball America in the middle of the season. In June of that year, Jackson was selected to participate in the Sirius XM All-Star Futures game and would ultimately finish 2023 in the AAA with the Nashville Sounds. Similar to his ending in 2022, he would once again only play in 6 games with the Sounds, hitting .333 with an .851 OPS. He spent the year having another solid showing in the outfield, bouncing back and forth between center and right with a fielding percentage of .966 off of 5 errors. Now, I know prospects and rookies are all referred to as a kid, but when it comes to Jackson Chourio, he was literally a kid going through the minors. The Brewers saw value in this kid to the tune of an 8-year, $82 million contract, which includes 2 option years for $25 million each. With the largest contract given to a player who has never played in the majors since Luis Robert Jr. in 2016, it's safe to say Milwaukee is banking on Jackson Chourio to be the future cornerstone of the franchise. By the way, if his contract reaches its max length, he won't even be 30 years old. The showing Jackson had in spring training of 2024 would fill the baseball world with anticipation for his big league debut. He hit a solid .323 with 20 hits, 3 doubles, a triple, but no homers. Not that it really matters. Although spending most of his time in center, the Brewers did give Chourio some looks at right and left field. In center, he was flawless, but he did make 1 error in left and 2 in right. That didn't bother Milwaukee, as Jackson Chourio earned a spot as the starting right fielder on the opening day roster less than 3 weeks after his 20th birthday. Not only was Chourio the youngest player in the majors to start the 2024 season, he is the first player born in 2004 to make it to the big leagues, and the second youngest player to debut as his team's leadoff hitter on opening day, trailing right behind Hall of Famer Bobby Dewar, who hit leadoff for the Red Sox on opening day in 1937 at just 19 years and 13 days old. You'd think a 20-year-old making his major league debut in front of his entire family, I might add, would at least have a few butterflies, right? Not Jackson Chourio. He had a monster debut. His first at-bat would end in a 4-pitch walk against Jose Quintana. 4 pitches later, he was swiping second for his first big league stolen base. And the kid has wheels. He reached a sprint speed of 28.9 feet per second, which is well above the average MLB sprint speed of 27 feet per second. Then came his first big league hit in the top of the 5th on a 2-2 count, going oppo with a sharply hit ground ball. The 7th inning would be the highlight of the day for Chourio. He claimed his first RBI on a fielder's choice in the top and made a leaping catch to close out the bottom. I don't know if he necessarily needed to leap for that ball, but when you're having the kind of day in your big league debut that Jackson Chourio was having, why the hell not make a leaping catch? 5 days later, on April 3rd, Jackson hit his first homer in the majors off of Daniel Duarte against the Twins.
Chourio, deep right center. Back it goes and gone! First big league homer for Jackson Chourio.
And he hasn't slowed down one bit. At the time of writing this, Chourio is hitting .227 with 17 hits, 4 homers, and 13 RBIs. Not to mention his flawless performance in right field up to this point. Already, the 20-year-old is drawing comparisons to the likes of Juan Soto, Ronald Acuna Jr., and Fernando Tatis Jr., even getting the nod from Brewers veteran Christian Yelich for his opening day start. As with any young prospect, only time will tell if Jackson Chourio will continue on his incredible trajectory. Considering he was the number 2 prospect behind Jackson Holliday and has completely blown the Orioles youngster out of the water, I think as long as this guy doesn't develop a gambling problem, we'll see Jackson Chourio making waves in the bigs for a long time. Now I want to hear from you. Has Jackson Chourio impressed you? Will he stay on this meteoric rise? And of the 3 Jacksons, who do you expect the most from? Let me know in the comments, check out this video, and subscribe to Baseball Buzz.